think I'd like to reflect on the steps that I took after that initial diagnosis, which going back looking at now, thinking about what happened at that time. I'm so happy that I've kept a journal every day. My son asked me to do that, and I have. Some days I'm not as diligent lately, 10 months in, and I have to go back and rewrite. After the diagnosis, after we all came back home that night and reconvened, we allocated some tasks and responsibilities to everyone. My family's pretty amazing. We all rally around each other and support each other when someone's in trouble or they're unwell or need a hand. So this was no exception. So everyone played to their strengths and took on different responsibilities. People cooked. Someone was responsible for making notes and letting people know what was going on. I tried to be as strong as I could. My girlfriends and I sat down the day after and we watched a movie called The Book Club, and it was about all these women growing old together. And I remember thinking, is that going to be me? Am I going to get to do that? And I remember that was the first time I really cried properly and got really sad. And then I thought, I've said to myself, this isn't going to be me, so be sad for a moment. But then let's get up, get on this journey and figure out what we need to do to create this new life. And this new life is Michele living in the future. Plan on being here in 30 years from now. Against all the odds. I think one of the biggest and most difficult challenges was just the amount of information that is out there and how do you decipher it. And I still to this day, nearly 12 months in, have not researched GBM. I don't want to know what it says. I know what I know from what people have told me, but if I can give you a tip, don't Google it. You don't want to see or read what it says. You just want to believe in yourself that you can and will survive this. So I think one of the biggest things that I did was assigned some roles and responsibilities to some of my families and friends. I think I found it fairly overwhelming to respond to people. There was an outpouring of love towards me, and people were obviously wanting to know what was going on, and I didn't feel up to responding to text messages or speaking to anyone. I just wanted to keep myself in a little bubble. So we had a group. We called ourselves the Awesome Foursome. My best friend, my cousin, and my sister. And they were the initial tight group, and then I had others outside of that as the journey continued. But they would have groups of people that they would update and send information to, and that would filter then out. So I didn't have to tell or talk about it regularly. I found talking about it difficult. I didn't want to talk about it because then it made it feel real, and in my mind it wasn't real. I felt like I was living in someone else's nightmare. But every night I'd go to bed and every day I'd wake up and it was still my nightmare. It was still there. So I needed to do something myself to change it.